Sudden, this is what I saw. Whoa. And then we were careening really super fast towards this wall. And literally right here. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's been a very, very long time. And that's because somebody has been very, very off. And I haven't ridden since June. And it's made me really sad and kind of just feeling mostly like a servant, attendant, something like that, rather than actually getting to so much enjoy my time here. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're starting, Mr. Lamo again. Yeah, we're all tired of it, aren't we? All of us. So let's get into it. So we haven't ridden since June. Not really, anyway. I did have the saddle refitted at the end of July. Or was the end of August? It was the end of August. We got that refitted. Yeah, because of the whole falling off thing. So, you know what? I never ended up making that vlog about me falling off. Rather, you bucking me off. Yeah, so let's reenact that. Let's do that while we're in here. All right, we are gonna reenact the bucking off and falling episode, which happened back in June. You're gonna have to pardon me because I do not have my little holder thing for the phone. And so I'm just holding it in my hand, which makes it a little bit harder, but we're gonna try to reenact that. You are so bored, you're gonna try to eat your lead rope? Well then, let's do something fun, like reenact what happened. So, back in June, we had gotten in such good shape that he was doing wonderfully with our new saddle that was specially fitted, right? And it fit so well. Sorry, I have to change hands because that one's getting tired. It fits so well, and you were coming along on the flat most excellently. We were doing pulls, and we were having our second lesson back, and we did canter pulls, and he was fantastic. Like the saddle was working out so nicely, or so I thought. And then we were like, Robin, my trainer, was like, yeah, let's pop a couple of jumps, nothing big. Like the first was a cross rail, and it was all just trotting, right? So do you want to do, you're already getting bored. Oh, look at that. You're already bored with this story? All right, so we were trotting, and we trotted over a cross rail like this. Yep, come on. And it was fine. And, we did a couple of trot cross rails, and we were going this direction, this very direction, right? Yep. And then Robin put it up to a small vertical. So maybe I'll insert a small fence there graphic-wise, but it was about... I think it was probably actually level with, do not chew on anything. No, you will be asked to leave. It was probably level with the mirror. So, Logie Bear, don't, thank you. No. So it was probably level with the mirror. And what we did was we went to trot the vertical, and somebody got super excited about it. Actually, both of us did. And trot, and then took off a little bit early, and we landed like this because he did a real jump with a real bascule, and then all of a sudden, this is what I saw. Whoa. And then we were careening really super fast towards this wall, and literally right here. You can see where footsteps are, but this was long ago, so obviously those aren't mine. So this is where I was able to just bail out because I had no reins, no stirrups either. I was kind of like up on his neck because what happened was he took off a little early. I didn't want to catch him in the mouth. So I kind of did one of those a little too much throwing this way. And when he landed, I was a little bit in front with the saddle, which has never been a problem before, but it's a new saddle. Brand new. He had never jumped in it. So if you get a brand new saddle, don't just assume that they're going to feel comfortable doing what they normally do. It may take a little adjustment. So we landed, he bronked. Like he has never, ever, 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 ever bucked like that. Like he's done little like, oh, I'm so excited kind of bucks. Ooh, like that sort of thing. When he's been excited, but he has never, ever offered something like that after a jump. And that to me, obviously, is a big sign that something is up, but it put me in a bad position as far as staying on. So I felt it was better to come off. So when you decide to bail out, sometimes you have a choice. And with momentum, with the way the horse is going, sometimes you have a choice as to how you can fall. And sometimes you really just have to kind of do your best. And I, as I said before, was coming up. I just saw this wall approaching super fast because he was in the canter and we were moving toward it. And all I could think was, I do not want to hit the wall. And thankfully, what happened was he basically did a very sharp whoosh, turn like that. And so I was able to go woo, right into the dirt right there, literally. And the dirt here is much softer. So I landed like in this softer right next to the wall. Like no joke. I did a skid. I like bounced and skidded, which did not hurt. The other thing I do when I fall, and then this is not a tip that I learned from horseback riding, it's something I learned from playing sports, especially soccer, let your air out. Like get all of it out as you're falling. So we would yell like, hey ref, if we got tripped, or like, oh man, or something like that. And it's to get the ref's attention, but it's also to literally let all the air out so that when you hit the ground, you don't get the wind knocked out of you. So I don't think I yelled like, hey ref or anything, but I basically was like, ah, when I fell off. And Robin thought I was dead. She came running over and I like popped right back up because I had managed to like kind of tuck. I wasn't able to roll because I was literally right next to that wall. Like there was no rolling room, but I tucked so that I landed kind of like this in a little bit of a fetal position, and the softness of the dirt kind of, cradled my body, and it really, I mean, I've definitely hit the ground and hard ground harder than that. So it was fine. I popped right back up and Robin was like, oh my God, stay down. Are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. Like, I'm totally fine. She's like, I thought you died. You like yelled and she's like, oh my God. So we scared her a little bit. Yes, you especially, because you never do that. You're a very, very nice horse about jumping. You love to jump. Got back up, and thankfully, it didn't rattle me mentally or emotionally. I think just because it was so unexpected, and I managed to not hit the wall. I think it would have been completely different had I actually like injured myself. Yes, I know. It's a long story. But I didn't, and I felt mentally like more concerned about what had happened and why than I was about myself, which is great because, as I think I've discussed, I've had some falls and they have made me very scared to ride in the past. So this did not affect that. I popped back on and we figured it was something like, I mean, we checked the saddle out as far as position. It was still where it should be. Although we were kind of like, there might be something up with it. So let's not have him jump again. But I won't, Robin was like, if you're comfortable, just get on and like, we'll put the fence really, really low and just have him literally trot where he's not jumping, just trotting over something. So we don't end on something like that. So that's what we did. I hopped back on and I just literally trotted over it twice. And it was just like him trotting over a pole. He just stepped over it and he was fine. And then we ended the session because 90% of that lesson had been so good. Like his canter work was beautiful. We were working on our poles and, lengthening strides and collecting, and it was so lovely. And then we had this which made us question what was going on, which started a whole thing. And now it is September, the end of September, September 26th maybe, and we have not ridden. And it's very upsetting to both of us. Well, what right now we're doing is we're just trying to figure out what the F is going on with that back foot, because he has been on and off, swollen in the heel. I'll show you when we get back on the cross ties, and sore. And then other days, you know, fine. And I don't quite know what's going on. I've poulticed him so many days in a row to try to draw out an abscess. I've magna-waved him so many days in a row to try to draw out an abscess, and nothing has happened. Therefore, the vet is coming out tomorrow. So this is the affected heel, and I think this is all just pink because he had the wrap on and it was moving around, and this is all white looking at the moment because he was in the poultice. But this is the side that seems like it was the most sensitive, and it still has a little puff to it, which is why I kept thinking it was abscessing. But here's his bruise that he had, and it was on this other side too. Over there it showed up. And yeah, so this is what has been causing the issues. And now, after I took this poultice off, this is less swollen than it was yesterday, but you can compare it to that side. I mean, difference, right? Definite difference. So, yeah, difference. But he's also actually putting some weight on that right now, even on the concrete. So maybe one of those weird looking dark places is where it burst open. I don't know, but I still feel like I should have the vet come look. All the swelling, his leg was so stocked up 2 days ago, so that's gone at least. But maybe, like, is this a drain hole? I don't know. It's hard for me to tell. Hard for me to tell. I just sprayed it with silver honey too. I'm just gonna let it sit and dry while I clean out his stall, which I want to show you. This is what Logan does when he's stuck inside. He walks, and then his stall looks awful. Oh my gosh, what a mess. All right, he is repoulticed. And this time I put some magic cushion on him. Magic cushion is a magical cushion. Right, buddy? Overall, yes. It is this weird packing stuff that kind of is almost like a very tough clay, and I only have a tiny bit left. It comes in, it fills this thing up, and like, I swear to God, you need a chisel half the time to get it out. But once you do pull some of it out, like you have to kind of warm it up with your hands. I highly recommend putting plastic saran wrap. This is actually a doggy poo bag that I happen to have in my jacket pocket. And this kind of is the magic cushion, and it looks a little like poo, and it's not. It has like iodine in it and stuff. But I put a small section of this and I shape it just to go as a little, almost like a little bar under his heel, because that's where his sensitivity is. And then he's able to put weight on that foot more comfortably. So that'll give his good leg a break. So this is Magic Cushion. Highly recommend it, having it in your tack box. I don't use it very often, so I know it's expensive. I think this was like $26, and that was pre-pandemic, so it's probably like $10 more now. But I highly recommend that, and it'll last you a long time. So I've had this for years, and as long as you keep some plastic on it, it will be okay. Yeah, if you want to learn how to poultice abscesses, I have a wonderful video because he's double abscessed before. Hopefully we're not doing that again. But I go through all the stuff I use, and yeah, we're really good at it. We know how to do it. I'm a pro, so yeah, that's it. Over and out. Hopefully next time we will have a good report from the vet, and maybe we can begin getting somebody back into shape, starting with groundwork, of course. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.